Hey, this is Liz Bentley. And today I want to talk about an interesting topic that's been coming up a lot in coaching, which is people trying to not be someone from their history. So let me give you an example. I have a lot of clients who talk about, I don't want to do it the way my father did. I don't want to be like my mother. I don't want to be the way my boss was. So they had a bad experience in their childhood, in their life, in some circumstance where they're actively working to not be someone. But there's a danger in this because our goal in life is to not be someone. Our goal in life is to be someone. We should be reaching towards a positive, not reaching away from a negative. Now let's talk about why that's a problem. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that I have a client, this is made up, whose parents were fighting actively in front of them their whole childhood, constantly bickering, constantly yelling at them. And so as an adult, the person says, I'm not going to do that with my spouse. I'm not going to fight in front of my kids and make them uncomfortable. So instead, when we're angry at each other, we're going to be passive aggressive and angry at each other quietly. Now, what's the problem? The problem is in both scenarios, the children are uncomfortable. They're both uncomfortable because there's conflict. They're both uncomfortable because the parents are angry at each other. Does it matter that they're yelling at each other or that they're quiet? Not necessarily. It's just that everyone's getting the message that mom and dad are unresolved in their conflict. So the mistake that's been made is that what should have been recognized, that it's not about whether you fight in front of the children or not. It's about how you process your frustrations with each other and come to resolution so that you have happiness together. See, when you're reaching for a positive, like I want to learn how to process conflict with my spouse so that we can work through our challenges together and find real happiness as much as we can, versus how I'm going to handle it when I'm angry. See, if I'm working off of a negative, I'm thinking mostly about how I'm going to handle my behavior when I'm mad versus how I'm actually going to solve for being mad. So let's talk about the tips. Tip number 1, look at your life and look at all the things you're trying not to be. What are the things you're afraid of becoming? The person you're afraid of becoming, the behavior you're afraid of becoming. Okay, and look at that and stare at it. Then say to yourself, I need to let this go. Number 2, look at who you want to be. Who do you want to be? Who are you reaching for? Who is the person you want to grow into? And third, start that evolution. Change your mindset. Reach to be the person of your dreams, not to be the person you're afraid of. And let me give one more warning around that is ultimately what I found in life, in the long scheme of life, because we're going to live a really long time, is that when you're working in your life to not be someone, ultimately you almost always turn into them. You can go a long time not being them and proving that you're not going to be them, but ultimately, because that person is still living inside of you and you're trying to avoid them so much, you ultimately fall prey to it. So stop trying to not be someone, be you, and be the best version of you every day for who you want to be, not who you don't want to be. Thanks, and see you next Tuesday.